Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of I Was There Last Night because well, you guys believe me by this point, right? Also, I have a ticket. Not that you can read it, it could be any ticket for all you know, but just trust me. Last night, May 18th, at the Marquis Theater in Denver, Colorado, I saw Xandria featuring Kobra and the Lotus, Once Human, and One Way to Live. Now, a week ago last night, I saw Opeth outdoors on a near-perfect night. Last night, it was snowing. Yeah, it's Colorado, it snows in May. This is also my first time at the Marquis Theater and Pizzeria. It's a good, small, up-close and personal kind of venue. I also didn't really know any of these bands very well going in. And sometimes that's the best way to do it, because you go in with no expectations, so at the same time, there's no disappointments. So the first band up was One Way to Live. Now this is a local Denver band. They're a metalcore band who also happen to look like they're in high school. But that being said, they actually sound really good. Their songs are well composed for the sound that they're presenting, and I especially like their drumming. They have a very good drummer. Their lead vocalist has the right attitude of trying to get the crowd involved even though nobody knows who they are. Now, there weren't very many people when they played, but at least there was some positive energy from the crowd. They definitely got the crowd who was there involved, which was good. I couldn't hear the clean singing particularly well, but the lead singer's growls were definitely on point. They had an enjoyable set, and hopefully this isn't the last that I hear from them in Denver or beyond. So next up was Once Human. Now I was almost more excited about seeing Once Human than I was about seeing Xandria, and with good reason. I explored this band a little bit before because I really dug their style of melodic death metal, and they absolutely bring that to the show in force. A lot of the strength came from guitarist Logan Mader and Max Karen. Max specifically did a little guitar playing with his teeth for good measure, just to show that he could, or maybe he was sharpening his teeth, I don't know. But the heart of the band was lead singer Lauren Hart and her phenomenal death metal growls. Not to mention just how happy she was to be up there. She has a very bright personality. She's absolutely appreciative of the fact that she's playing in front of an awesome crowd. So just her personality was electric. A couple of excellent songs they played included Killers for the Cure, Flock of Flesh, Gravity, just to name a few. They even did a cover of Machine's Head Davidian, which Mader co-wrote when he was in the band. Mader used to be in Machine Head back in the early 90s, and he did 2 of their albums. This band crushed it and had a lot of fun doing it. I just wish their set could have been longer, but hopefully if they do come through with a longer set, I will definitely be there. next band on the docket was Kobra and the Lotus from Canada. If Xandria wasn't the headliner, you'd almost think that Kobra and the Lotus was with all the t-shirts I saw. And there's a good reason for that too, because they are a solid heavy metal band. I didn't know what to expect. I had heard one of their songs before actually seeing them live, but no matter what, I had an awesome time during their set. Kobra Page is a bona fide metal singer. With her voice and her stage presence, she has both going really well for her. The band was also not short on guitar solos throughout, and a drummer who likes to stand on the furniture, come on man, you're a guest. I also couldn't help but think their bassist was going for a Lemmy look with his mutton chops. It's a good look, man. But they sounded excellent, and the crowd was on fire during their whole set. They played songs like Gotham, Soldier, Hell on Earth, Hold Me, You Don't Know, that's the only song I actually did know, Specimen X. My favorite, though, had to be their finale, 50 Shades of Evil, because it was a banger. It had people fired up, it had the band going, it was just an excellent song for them to close their evening. It's pretty apparent that this is a band that should be headlining, especially in the States, and soon, with the talent that they have. And if they do, I will definitely be there because they have earned my respect, and they earned it quickly. So then the headliner of the night was Xandria. Now a few months ago I did a spin cycle episode for their album Theater of Dimensions. And I mentioned how I hoped they would tour the US, but I didn't think they would. Hopefully the band will do some touring in support of the album. They only have a few shows lined up, but I almost doubt they would come to the United States. I don't know if they have much of a following here. Oh boy, was I wrong. And I had to put my money where my mouth is. And I'm certainly glad I did because they were such a fun band. Diane's vocals are magnificent live, and she's also just delightful. She has a ton of energy, she really interacted with the crowd, and she just has a very fun personality. Bass player Steven Vossau was also very into the music and into the crowd during the finale Valentine when he ventured onto the floor. That was very cool to watch him play like among the people. That was a really cool thing. Everything was working from Garrett Lamb's drumming to the guitar work of both Marco and Philip. The size of the venue doesn't matter when the band simply does what they do best, and Xandria definitely was on point with their music. They opened up with Where the Heart is Home and justifiably played quite a bit from their new album. This is a tour in support of that album, so a lot of the songs did come from Theater of Dimensions. They played songs like We Are Murderers, We All, Call of Destiny, Forsaken Love, Stardust. Two of them that I really enjoyed were Nightfall and Burn Me. Both of those were really awesome to hear. But my favorite, though, which also happened to be my favorite song from Theater of Dimensions, was Death to the Holy. They played that later in their set, and it was just so much fun, such a crusher of a song. Now, I definitely embraced the fact that this was my last concert for a little bit, because my voice is hoarse and my body aches. But that's what I get for going to 2 metal shows on consecutive nights. Worth it. Xandria put on an excellent show, and I'm certainly glad that I took a chance on them, because if they had gone through and I hadn't gone to the show, I would regret it, because it was amazing.
This is my last transmission, my final salutation, my countdown to ignition. One last time, I'm crazy, it's not a war. For me, it's never enough. The heart is the reason to move on. Oh, it's
Overall, these 4 bands covered a lot of genres. They got metalcore, melodic death metal, heavy metal, and symphonic metal. And best of all, they all sounded great, even in this small venue that smelled like pizza. The crowd wasn't huge, which always worries me for less well-known bands, because if they're good, hell yeah, I want them to come back. And bands like Xandria and Kobra and the Lotus are bands that should be headlining, so I definitely want them to come back. But I also think they got some good exposure, especially Once Human, and maybe some new fans. I know, I'm one of them. This was not a huge, epic show to close out my amazing concert week, but it was incredible nonetheless. A lot of fun, very personal, and just what I wanted out of this concert. And now I can say that my cursory interest in these bands is bound to become vested. That is the beauty of live music, especially music you haven't heard before. If you were one of the lucky few who was there last night, let me know your thoughts on the show, how much you enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts on the opening bands, Once Human, Kobra and the Lotus, as well as One Way to Live. And that does it for this episode of I Was There Last Night, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye. Hey, you made it to the end of the video. Nice work. Good job. If you like what you saw, you can just go ahead and click that subscribe button for all videos past and future. You can also head over to my website and see all the other stuff that I do, including the books I've written. So go ahead, click stuff.